Hello, welcome to the Daily Live. It's Monday, the 13th of November. And Everton have already won more away games than they did last season. Everton have won more games in London than Alex Iwobi has won in London since joining Fulham.
I don't think that's a stat needed.
No, I just seen it the other day. I thought
that
was quite funny. So there you go. There you go. Quite amusing to me. Just when I seen it. Iwobi's okay. We know that.
Nice not.
Garbage. Harsh. Good win at the weekend.
Great win. There are no good wins.
It's just great wins.
Great wins.
Yeah,
there are no good wins. They're all great wins. They all make life feel
they
so
do
much
make life
better.
feel
So
better.
there's no such thing as a good win.
A good win. Okay.
They are all great wins.
A great win.
And Saturday was a great win.
Okay.
That's it.
Not more needs to be said.
That's it. It's a great win. And, in a adverse situation where people were skipping round and throwing themselves to the floor, and another player should have been sent off who wasn't, and all these things. But the team showed grit and resilience without playing well, and got the 3 points. Well, I don't know. I have to play well.
Don't need to play well.
Don't have to play well all the time. Team showed grit and resilience, and Dyche Gay tackled one into the back of the net, because if you're going to score and you're a centre midfielder, it was a tackle.
It wasn't a tackle.
He tackled it into the back of the net, let's be honest. And that's how you would want a Dyche Gay. No, rewatch it. He tackles it into the back of the net.
Slides it into the corner.
He does. That's how you want a Dyche Gay. You know, like wrestlers have finishing moves.
That you've not played footy, doesn't it?
No.
That's a slide tackle.
He's gone for
Yeah.
it.
He slid the balls ahead of him. He slid to get a shot in.
Basically, it's like if you have a finishing move in wrestling. So shooting is not his demeanour, but slide tackling all day for a little bit of Dyche Gay slide tackling the ball into the back of the net. I'm not saying he's slide tackling the play against the player.
No,
just
fine.
slide tackling.
He slid
the ball.
it into the net.
Beautiful. That's what you want.
You
want your players to have that finishing move, and here's centre back as a smashing header. Right, because it's the same thing they do all day. Dyche Gay has mastered the art of slide tackling, so he's harnessed that, because we've seen that him shooting in a normal way doesn't work. So he's obviously been developing this new way of scoring goals, which is give the defender just a little bit of hope that he's going to win it. Last minute slide tackle, back of the net. Keeper doesn't know, player doesn't know. Everyone's a winner, and I'm up for it all day.
Okay.
I'm up all night for a Dyche Gay. Basically, like Daft Punk said.
Well, as soon as I wake up, every night, every day. It's the latest one, isn't it?
Don't know. No idea what that's on about. You're just making things up now.
It's you that I need, the Dyche Gay.
I have no idea.
But he popped up when we needed him to. And it was a big moment. We'd seen, obviously, Eze trying to be like Tom Daly. All day, dived twice. One he got a penalty with. The other one, he rightly so didn't get the pen. But it is good, because it was what we didn't play well. They were the better side, but we still attacked with intent when we did. And we've taken the chances when they come along. And if Beto would have stuck one in, we'd have had an even higher margin. Jordan Pickford made a great save at 2-1 from Ghana, trying to just put one in his own net. But overall, excellent. Going into this international break now, with on the back of a victory, you know, and just 2 points behind Chelsea and things like that. The European hunt is on.
We're in a decent place in the league, and it's looking a lot healthier. And what looked like a very difficult month on paper has worked out well for us. You know, just the one defeat.
It's often worked out like that for Everton in recent times.
It often does.
The easier ones we don't seem to do
it
well
often does. And I think going somewhere and not playing particularly well and being pulled back a couple of times and then finding that winner and then looking quite comfortable after that, I think that it lifts everybody, doesn't it?
What was really good about that was the fact we did get in front 3 times.
Yeah.
That's not something Everton really do.
No.
And when it went 2-2, I'll be honest, I did fear the worst. But fair play to the lads. They dug in and went back at it. And there was only really the Elise free kick near the end where you were thinking, don't, this going in like literally the 97th minute, whatever, in the danger area. But he decided to put it in the stand.
Yeah.
I've always liked him. He's a cracking lad. And we got the results, and we've had it done to us where we've been a better side and the other teams won the game. So let's hope there's another 3 or 4 in that, and then we might be back level where we should be if we can do that in the next few games.
Absolutely.
But,
And we're probably where we should be.
Yeah.
We probably should be where we should be from 14 points from 12 games.
We're still the biggest underperformers, aren't we?
Yeah, but we're probably, I'm saying, we're probably
saying, if it's real,
probably where we should be, and scoring goals. And it's good. It's pointing in the right direction, and that's all you can ask for. And again, we've showed a little bit of, as I said, resilience when we haven't been playing brilliantly well. We found the moments to score goals.
Chelsea have took our mantle now as the biggest underperformers. Only just though. Sorry, I was just checking that. Yeah, you're right. Scoring goals, aren't we?
Yeah. That's all you can ask for, isn't it? That's all you can ask for, is that players are putting a shift in. They're all putting a shift in. It's quite a settled team. The manager's obviously quite happy with that, which is fine. He's found a way of playing. No issue with that either. I had no issue last week really with the way we played against Brighton. I had no real issue with the way we played on Saturday, apart from maybe retreating a little bit too much when we were 2-1 up, instead of trying to get a grip of the game. And then when it went to 2-2, we did have a couple of moments, and obviously one led to the goal by just 3 or 4 passes, a little bit of movement, a nice little 1-2 between Decore and Garner Gay, and it just exact. That's what the fans want to see. Fans want to see is just knuckle down, and we've been so used to having games where you might go 1-0 up and then they peg you back, and then it's like they grab another one. I mean, it happened at Sheffield United, didn't it? Where you go 1-0 up and then you go behind, and then the momentum's they pull the goal back, and then the momentum's behind you, and everyone else in the ground's up, and suddenly you find yourself 2-1 down. But even on that game, we dusted ourselves off and got an equaliser, and really should have gone on to win it. Well, on Saturday we did that. And again, it shows that everything's moving in the right direction, and that's the only thing you can ask for, isn't it? That's all you can ask for from any set of players and a manager is everything seems to be going in the right way. And this time last year we were going into the international break for the World Cup, and we had the same points, but we're 3 games better off this time, and I think we're better goals wise as well. But the point being is, this time as well is the momentum's at the right place, where last year we just lost 3 games in a week, Leicester and Bournemouth twice, and everyone was on a bit of a downer, and we seem to have lost our way, whereas now the momentum's going the right way. And when we come back, Manchester United at home, everyone will be up for that, and Forest away, everyone will think we can win that, and then you start looking at the games, you start ticking them off one by one, and you think, right, if we can pick up 10 points between now and when we get to 19 games, the halfway mark, then I think everyone will be quite happy with that. I'd certainly be very happy with that. Certainly,
there is one thing, just the shadow, and that is obviously finding out the points commission.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter, does it? Because ultimately, we need as many points on the board as we can. That'll take care of itself. I mean, you want the points on the board in case anything untoward does happen to us. You want them points there, that if anyone, you can't turn around to the players and the manager and say it's your fault if you suddenly get points deductions. They've done their job. So that's all we can hope for. Yeah, if the worst case scenario happens, it happens. But the point that they've done well to put the points on the board, haven't they? So at least if certain people got their way, we'd still be in the plus column. which is what a lot of people would have feared, that we wouldn't be in the plus one if that happened.
I can't see it.
No, I can't see it, and of course that wouldn't be an immediate thing anyway, because there would be an appeal and all that kind of thing. So I
think the other thing as well, which comes out of these kind of results and the way they're playing now, is all of a sudden the players feel like they can win anyway.
Yeah,
and obviously the fans
do. Yeah,
and then there's momentum, isn't it? It's that word, momentum.
Yeah.
You start going to games thinking we'll beat these. Like, don't. You come out of games after looting and you're like, I've seen people were saying to me, I can't see us winning a game. And I was like, we will. You know, we'll start picking up. But at that moment in time, you can't because you're just getting punched. It's like being on the ropes, isn't it? Whereas now, you're getting into that momentum and you start going, that Zach last night going to me, well, we'll beat them. And you're like, yeah, this has changed from a few weeks ago.
Of course, that's what always happens.
Terrible.
We're all human, aren't we? We all look at situations and we all worry, and and we all think the worst at times because that's certainly with the start of the season. Certainly from my point of view, because when we've said multiple times, because it was feeling like it was just a continuation of the season before, you weren't looking at things in, certainly I wasn't anyway, looking at things in isolation, going, right, well, it's 4 games into the season. To me, it felt like it was the 4th, 5th game of the season, where game 30, then 43 and 44 and 45, do you know what I mean? That's the way I was feeling. But things have calmed down, and that's credit to the manager, to be honest. That really is. That's credit to the manager for calming things down and putting us in a position where we have a level of consistency, and that's the level of consistency to some people might be what they want, but that simply doesn't bother me. In terms of style of play, how much possession we have, it just doesn't bother me right now. It just doesn't. That to me, they're things. They're long-term goals to me. Short-term goals, and short-term for me is like a season. Is just creating a team that thinks it can win every game. That it doesn't really fear anyone. That goes into games thinking it doesn't matter who we're going to play. We're going to get opportunities today, and we're going to take them. Mistakes will be made. Mistakes will always be made. Both of our centre backs who've been excellent, both made mistakes on Saturday. But that happens. That really does happen. Tarkowski makes a huge error for the second goal. It's a huge error. It doesn't matter. I've heard people say, "Oh, he must have got a shout." It doesn't matter. It was a huge error. But you know what? So what? You get on with it.
You look at Jordan Pickford. No, he didn't get a shout. Pickford.
No, exactly. You might have heard something in the crowd, but his experience should have been enough there. You go, I don't take any chances here. Branthwaite made
Branthwaite's at the worst 45.
He's at the worst 45. Shocking. Very shaky. Eze is tricked them into doing something stupid for the first one, and nearly tricked them into doing something stupid for the second one. It's fractions, isn't it? On a different day, another referee gives that as a penalty, by the way, and Branthwaite's in trouble. You've got to learn from that. You've got to learn from it. You take it away and you learn from it, and everyone's got to go, that's fine. Kid still learn. Kid came out second half and was excellent, getting himself in the way of the body, in the way of the ball, not being not overthinking things, making sure he was committed to everything. And that's it, isn't it? Tarkowski shake days off, and no, it was a really good win.
Yeah. No, well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's ticking off different challenges along the way, isn't it? The home form's still a concern because we don't win enough home games. So, and you see Brighton, Sheffield United took points off them yesterday, though. That just will wind me up, that result, for a while, that Brighton game, because they just passed the ball sideways. But we just got to build that home form. We can start winning the home games, then I like you say, away from home Anfield, I think he's got a great plan away. I think the players are bought right into it, and there's no fears going away from home, I don't think, to anybody really. There'll be the odd couple of games that you look at, like Man City at the Etihad, will be tough, and Arsenal will be tough, and Liverpool's always tough. But at home, that's where, if we can get that home form right, then I think we'll be more than fine. But he has credit. The manager does deserve credit. We'll see. Over the last 7 games, Everton are in the top 6. John's supercomputer is saying we'll get 7 points from the 9 points from the 6 league games in December. So you said 10. So who knows what we'll get? We could end up with a lot more than that. We could end up with less than that. But we've given ourselves a good opportunity of building, haven't we? And you know, we have got to write those first 3 home games off where we lost games we shouldn't have done. Because it's just done now, isn't it? Can't do nothing about it. No. But what they've done and what the manager's done is he's kept their heads together in that period of time. And when you look at them now, Saturday, you know, that should be a big reaffirmation to the players, really, of you can beat anybody, keep going, you get a knockback. And to be fair to Sean Dyche, he has said that these players have got to learn to respond to knockbacks. He said that consistently since he's been here, to be fair. Too often we've seen Everton crumble. And we have crumbled a couple of times under this manager. It's not a thing, but hopefully they are weaning it out now. You know, and even losing like Onana at a half time at the weekend, he didn't have a great first half anyway. I think you could tell he was feeling it a little bit. You know, with Dyche coming on and doing well. It's a big thing as well. And like you said, we're just a better goal shy of it being the perfect afternoon. If he smashed that one,
target,
you know. But he's a different option, isn't he? You know, Dom worked hard, but I don't think he did.
No, he was isolated, still isolated, wasn't he? He was still. I think if there was one sort of criticism of the game was that the wingers never really got going in the game at all.
Well, I mean, Harrison set the goal up. And
no, I know, but that's isolation, isn't it? That's one moment. Yeah. He never really got going in the game at all to create that front three that I think Dom needs. He needs those crosses. I didn't think either of them particularly played well. Harrison got the assist, but that's not always the mark of a game. Yeah, of a good game. He stood the cross up beautifully, to be honest. But that's not always the mark, as I said. And
they work so hard off the ball.
Well, they do, but they are attacking players.
No, we have to
say
have
this
more
quite a lot.
Yeah.
They are attacking players. You look at the difference between like their attacking players and our attacking players at times. That attacking players are supposed to frighten you and are supposed to make things happen. And Dom can't be isolated, especially when it's a game like that where the core is having to cover quite a lot of ground by actually playing in almost 2 positions. They have to join in more, but then that's the delicate side of it, because you could put Dan Juma in and he wouldn't do any of the defensive side, would he? And then that's the issue.
He doesn't deserve to be involved.
No, well, that's the issue, isn't he? He's not gonna. The manager's got to make those decisions, and hopefully it feels like it's building all the time. You know, players are getting fit. Those 2 players who particularly missed the first month of the season, Harrison hasn't had the pre-season.
No. McNeil
got injured against Stoke, so missed the first month of the season. So they are coming back, and it is about getting fitter and stronger every game. You just need a little bit more of them, because Dom was particularly isolated, and he's not a player who will come back, and nor does the manager want him to come back. No. He wants to stretch the pitch, obviously. He doesn't want anyone dropping in.
We need it. I said this in I don't know what you said in yours, I said in mine. I feel like this isn't for now, but moving forward, we need a different profile winger as well. They're both really hard. They're dead honest, the pair of them. They're really hard working. Harrison's got, I think, more of a goal threat than what McNeil has. I know McNeil had a great season last season with his goals, but he's not scored yet, has he? And that was an anomaly, but he worked so hard. But I feel like moving forward, we need a different profile of a winger. Someone who's either has got that kind of pace that worries teams.
It's money though, isn't it?
No, it is. I'm just saying that's like the next thing, I think, to give that option to get up to Dom.
I'd like a winger. Deep. Do you know what I'd like a winger of? Almost in the mould of when we played Anachabi's wide player. Someone who people bounce off, and I know people go, "You could have had Traore," but he had no end product. But someone who can pick up the ball and eats up the yards in front of him, and I don't know.
Have to look around for them.
I don't know whether there's many out there.
There will be, but it's just you've got to do the work.
Okaronku in the under-21s looks like he could be shaping up as one as a player like that. Obviously not anywhere near the level yet. But I'd love to have a winger like that. Someone who comes on and people just go, we
don't have many, do we? Like Dan Humer's, like he's a wide forward, isn't he? But he's done nothing. Like that Burnley game set alarm bells ringing in my head. To that I know he's played him in a different position. You look at likes of Avanez. Imagine if Ezzy was in the core, he's rolling this team.
He'll be at Man City.
No, of course he will. I'm not saying Everton could go and get him. I just meant imagine that's what you're seeing from that type of play. We don't have that And Eze even wide doing that with the ball. But then Abdoulaye Doucouré probably score more goals than Eze. Certainly from open play.
Yeah.
Anyway. But no, it's good. It's good and it's building. And I'm just staying nice and grounded where we are. We're doing well. And we just want to keep it going. It's great to have these international breaks. And you go in and feeling good off the back of that win. Because you've got 13 days before we play again, haven't we? So when Man U at home, there's nothing to fear. That's all. It'll be a tough game, of course. They've got match-winning players, but they're not a side to fear. That's all. But yeah, no, all good. All good. Let's have a look at some of these comments. Peter Francis says, great win. Loving me and my lads' trips to London at the moment. Emma says, the Premier League are rubbing their grubby hands together. Now we have 12 plus points. It's not them though, is it, Emma? Really? Alex says, brilliant result, finally watching patterns of play. That makes sense. 10 years and 500 million to look like a Moyes team again. Marcel Brander's been busy again. What are your thoughts about that? What has he? Doing what? Give me a little bit of context to that, please, Alex. I've not seen anything. It can't be them quotes made up.
No, made up quotes. Can we stop with the made up quotes,
week,
please?
He might have something different, so I can't say it definitely is.
Made up quotes.
Nordic Sniffle says the referee was good overall. Let a lot of challenges go and the game was better for it.
It was a frantic game of football, wasn't it? It was frantic. Yeah, to be honest, wouldn't. The one I think he bottled it. I think he bottled it with the Eze foul on Dwight McNeil. That was the one he bottled it on. Pushed him just outside the box. It would have been a second yellow. He didn't give the foul. It was a clear foul. That he bottled it.
Eze's one.
Yeah,
he did bottle it.
He'd already let him off with the Doucouré one, which should have been the second. Yeah. And the one on Dwight McNeil, if he'd give it as a foul, he had to send him off. So he just didn't give a foul. So he bottled.
And you had Roy moaning about us asking for a red card.
That was a red card. As we said a couple of weeks ago when we played Liverpool, they're the ones where VAR should just be able to go, just looked at that, that's a yellow card. And if it's a yellow card, a second yellow card, they should have the power to go, that's a red card, because I don't mean every single yellow card, but VAR should just... If
he's on a yellow, and that should be a red card.
That's twice in 3 away games it's happened to us.
They're game-changing decisions, aren't they?
It's a red card,
this time he won the game. Yeah. Dead-Eye Donny, thank you very much on the super chat. You might already be a Premier member. I'd rather you become a Premier member. But thank you very much. Saying, lads, can you get Ned to take the sticker residue off the table where the flag is? Yes, I'll get him to. Just because of your...
watching in like 9K?
Super chat. Oh, to be fair, he's right. Mate, when he's paid the super chat like that...
No, I know. I'm saying, are you watching in 9K to see it?
I can't see it.
Yeah, but you're there.
I know, but that's what it is. It's here and there, isn't it? We'll do something about it.
A year and a half ago, we had a plan for that, which still hasn't been put into... Don't be pointing fingers at me. It's not my fucking job. You mention it. Not my job.
Whose job is it?
Not mine.
Whose?
Not my job.
No, but point to whoever it is.
John Blaine's job. No.
I don't know.
It's your job, then?
It's that. Yeah.
Well, it's not my job. It's not your job.
The nearest to broad in this room, mate, is you.
Put it to the other 500 jobs. Donny, we'll sort that. Thank you very much for the super chat. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Yeah, we'll have Donny on it. The Blues disagrees. Palace were the better team. So we had more big chances. Yeah, overall. Yeah, I get what you're saying. They didn't really have any proper chances as such, and we did gift them both of their goals. But they were I'd say they were the team on the front foot more than we were.
Yeah.
No, but we gifted them the goals, but they were the better team. Yeah. You have to agree and go. They put
us under more pressure for more longer periods of time than we did.
But you're right in a way. They didn't create anything, did they? Really, whereas we were hanging on that kind. They had like pressure building and knocking it round, but we did gift them the goals. Where are we here? MGAE even says, why not Europe? We need to track progress and after winning the League Cup, why not? Who knows? We'll see. Gary Ward says, Hardy Lozenges says, people are getting carried away with recent results, but seriously, get your passports ready for the European tour. Steve Kelly's been on this train for weeks. Since we beat Bournemouth, said we'll get Europe. So there you go. I'm blaming Steve, we do. Chris Davis says, afternoon, lads, doesn't it feel good once again? The players are facing the right way and confidence is growing. Yeah, absolutely. Brian Ball says, afternoon, great results on Saturday makes the weekend more enjoyable. It does. You know what? Yeah, I was painting yesterday all weekend. My back's wrecked. But at one stage, all the results were perfect, weren't they? And then bleeding Suchek score for West Ham. But hey, it wasn't going to get me down, but I was thinking, that was almost.
Yeah, but it was better that West Ham won.
No, it was. It was, because we're better than West Ham anyway, so it's irrelevant. Brad says, afternoon, gents. Everton are finally bringing back that loving feeling. Why is it every time you get a good run going even, there is pointless international breaks? This is good for Everton. I think a few Everton players are running on a little bit of emptiness here. And I think there's a big section coming, Brad, and I think it's good for the manager, to be honest, and the coaching staff to get through the next block and have that breathing space before we go again, because the next one there's a mad amount of games.
I think now you've had that. Get everyone back in, get everyone sorted out for the next week, get James back in the squad.
Will be back, won't he?
Give everyone a little bit of a breather. I know it's sometimes, sometimes it can be, it's not as hectic for us. I appreciate that. And the next one will be I think I don't mind an international break. I'm just looking at the attack momentum for the game. Yeah, it is a real thing. And if you look at the second half, Crystal Palace, first half it's like up and down, and then second half there's just a big, massive thing between the half starting and actually us scoring. So
they were very much in the ascendancy, but I don't mind it. I'm not sitting here going, we were terrible. We weren't. They were the better side. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying they were the better side.
They took care of the ball better in the final third because of Eze. It's simple as that. They just took care of it better because he's a player who causes real problems. Would you say he's the best technical player, maybe outside the top 6?
Who?
Eze.
Yeah.
Because he's technically brilliant, isn't he? Like, he's brilliant.
Yeah, on the ball. What's mad is 6 clubs rejected him. It's mad.
Yeah,
it shows you, doesn't it?
He was late one money. He was out of this.
Absolutely brilliant. I think he's brilliant. I think he's so direct. That's why City wanted him, isn't it? And City will probably still go and get him at some stage, I imagine.
Palace have got the lottery ticket there, haven't they? But obviously they're fans, and we'd hate it if we had that kind of player and people were touting him around.
I just think he's that good, though.
No, he is that good.
And them kind of teams don't generally leave. You see, you look at City yesterday, they were missing something like that. They end up drawing 4-4, but for me, they were missing someone like Eze.
He's the player.
And I'm not trying to sell him, Everton. We've had players getting sold on us the minute we get someone good.
I'd have him in the squad and he'd be the player I'd be bringing off the bench.
He's the wild card, isn't he? He's the absolute wild card. And when you have a player like that, it changes your whole momentum, doesn't it? And the other thing as well, if you want to do XG from the weekend, if you want to talk about who was the better side, Crystal Palace 2.04, Everton 1.6 on the XG. So Palace should have won. If we're going, we've all bought into XG. That's kept us going. So we don't know whether this weekend it's nonsense or whatever. But
we were just clinical.
I literally don't care. I hope our XG against United's 0.01 and we win 4-0. I don't give a shite. Just want to win games. But I'm just saying, I think Palace were I don't mind sitting here saying they were the better team because I thought they were. But it's great. It's great that we can sit here and go, yeah, they were probably the better side. We got the points. Dyche got back on the bus there with the old head bag that you used to have in school. Zipped open the top, the 3 points just sat in it. Zipped the head bag up, put it down and just throw back. Take me back to Liverpool. And off they went back to youth.
No, he probably got dropped off.
Or he got dropped off for Kettering.
I was watching an NFL game on telly last night, and when they were showing the replay of a touchdown, the commentator said, the probability of this being a touchdown is 0.1%. But then again, he's just gone into the end zone.
There you go. That's it, isn't it? We can all go, this shouldn't happen and that. All that matters.
Not
Yeah,
actuality.
all that matters is the ball at the back of the net, isn't it? And
Yeah.
the ball at the back of the net for Everton three times.
I'm more happy that we didn't play well and won the game, because I think it shows something that we've been missing. We've been, in other what would have happened in other times is they'd have got the second and then would have got the third within 2 minutes, and Michael Keane would have gone.
Oh, don't put it all on Mike.
Well,
Defensively, very solid.
But it usually is because of Michael Keane. No, let's get it right. No, but that's what we've been picturing, haven't we, in the last couple of years? Is that, or last? It's not even the last few. It's going back the last 5, 6, 7 years. Is that thing of like we concede 1, we concede 2 when teams are having a go against us, but we didn't. They pulled it back to 2-2, and they still had loads of the ball, and we've gone down the other end of the pitch when lots and lots of people would have been thinking, if anyone's going to get a winner here, it's Palace, and we sucker punched them, and they didn't know what to do after that. Even with 8 minutes, they did not know what to do. And we saw the game out, as I said, quite comfortably.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And we move on from there, don't we? We move on. Adam says, we're starting to see a group of players that are likeable and more relatable on and off the field. It's something we went away from when Moshiri implemented his master plan and bringing in all those big money signings. I'd like to see us a bit more brave once we go in front in games, but we're picking up points, so at the moment I'm not too worried about that. Benjamin says, afternoon lads, I'm loving the togetherness of the squad, which was shown when the third goal went in. Even the subs were celebrating. The only thing I can sort of moan about is the service or lack of for Dom. On a brighter note, we are closer to European places than the relegation places. Up those toffees, baby. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Taylor says, a great away win, and Tony Campari has Newcastle fans on strings on Twitter.
But Tony's doing a great job, though. Tony's what people forget about Tony is how many exclusive Tony's has, but he normally gives them to other people.
Oh, okay.
That's what the thing is, because the way journalism works is you have all these big names. He's the fella who does all the research. He doesn't like putting his head above the parapet much, but now and again Tony saves them for himself. And this how exclusive is blowing the back doors off football in the North East, and it's really it's causing waves. It really is. But Tony's the kind of fella, if he says it, you know it's happening, because he doesn't go round throwing like, he's not like Mathew who's out, he's burnt. He's the boy called Wolf. Tony. Tony is the level that all journalists want to get to, and that's where we are. So fair play, Tony. And listen, I understand Newcastle fans are going to be very, very worried and disappointed about this situation, but that's just the way it is.
Fair play. Fair play, innit? Where have I gone? You've threw me with that. Kane says, onwards and upwards, it's great. What a good manager can do. Dyche is a miracle worker. There you go. Tom says, afternoon, gents. We need to wear the grey kit for every London.
Or we don't wear it ever again.
Retire it. Retire it with a couple of wins.
It's not. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
I like the grey kit.
Why is that that way? Who's put that up?
Because I didn't want to advertise what's on the front. And all the others are out.
But they've all got names on them, though.
There you go.
Reason for that?
Derek says,
Stupid.
In the rain, at the ground, the pitch looks good.
No, it's beautiful, that kit.
I like that kit.
I like it when you see it pristine on the website.
Yeah, but it will get there.
I'm going to bring the Mina one in. I'll bring that in.
Okay, thanks, John.
Big Gerald.
We'll hang that the other way.
Derek says, let's get. It seems like Dyche wants the players to play the ball forward and keep possession sometimes. Looks like he's built the foundation, trying to get the team to build off it. Steve says, all right, lads, hope you both well. Give Sean that new contract he deserves.
Sean him up. Listen, in 10 minutes, no, at 10 to 2, we're going to unveil exclusively our 2 brand new Christmas jumpers that will be on sale later on today.
That Beyonce will wear.
Beyonce will be wearing.
That's what it sounded like. You said Beyonce later on the day.
Taylor Swift will be wearing them also at a Kansas City Chiefs game.
Fair play.
Yeah, but at 10-2 we'll be unveiling them, and I think everyone's going to be pleasantly pleasantly surprised.
Dead-Eye Donny, the beautiful fella's already a
Yeah, he's
Premier
one of the
member.
greatest people in the world ever.
So
One of the greatest people.
We're going to clean that for you.
Yeah.
Maya says, past 6 years, it's felt as though we've had a team of individuals. Now it feels as though we have individuals in a team as a collective. Fair play to Dyche for changing the mentality. The only manager since Carlo's been able to get results on a consistent level. Hopefully it continues. Absolutely. Jonathan says, great results and good opportunity with some teams having massive injury issues. Newcastle, for instance, and United. Yeah, let's hope they still got them when we play them.
What did you think about Newcastle, the whole player confronting fans situation?
What is it at Bournemouth?
Yeah.
There's water at Bournemouth.
At the same time of year.
Yeah, which pisses people off.
You have to go down there and it's horrendous and you,
Not yet. In a minute.
I literally said
Yeah,
that.
he's told you.
No,
He's
it's
told
all
you.
right, though.
Yeah.
What I took from that was whichever fans were having a go at Trippier and Newcastle, they're just tits. Because they were 2 years ago, they were bottom of the Premier League. We won one game, I think. They were bottom of the Premier League and going down. Yeah. And 2 years later, they're in the Champions League. They're still 8th or something. They're in the top 8 in the Premier League, so they're still in the Premier League, which they didn't deserve it.
See the bench?
Yeah, they had no play. They're like players.
embryos.
Yeah, they're all injured. And the manager's done a tremendous job there. Yeah. So it's frustrating. I get it when you lose games, but that's just life.
I just wonder whether some of them at the time had already got wind of Tony's exclusive.
I don't know.
And maybe that had filtered through the crowd. Because you know what it's like, cause especially if people, sometimes it gets out, especially like local journalism, some of these stories, and Tony's story may have seeped out early, and maybe that caused a little bit of, I don't know, but
we'll see.
There you go.
No, I thought, again, I have no clue what the feeling is amongst Newcastle fans.
Maybe it's more than a feeling.
Maybe. But I would imagine, in general, the feeling's very good because they've been on a great journey. And they will lose games of football. They're not a great, I've said this for a while, they're a good workman-like team with a sprinkling of quality. Eddie Howe's done brilliant, and they've been on a great upward trajectory, but injuries kill you. And they've got some bad injuries. They had no strikers, really, the other day, did they? So it's frustrating, I get it, when you're losing games, but confronting Trippier, who's been brilliant as well, since he come, I don't know, it's found it a little bit odd.
I don't think, to be fair, I don't think they confronted him. I think he confronted them.
Whatever had gone on, but a lot of them, I'm quite sure, were supporting the team anyway, but it's still...
he walked over and just said, what do you
said, what are you
doing?
What are you... He must have been booing or doing or saying, or I don't know, whatever. But, it seemed a little bit mad. There might be, I don't know, people might understand more, but, yeah. Col78 says, great show, lads, listening on a sunny beach in the Dominican. Fair play to you, mate. Fair play to you.
In the team. I'd love to be on a beach listening to us.
Imagine it. Peter Roberts says Geordie's just being entitled as per usual. Not won a trophy since the man walked on the moon. Geordie will be heading towards winning something, but it was just a bit... I just thought that was a little bit weird, but then I haven't got a clue. Joseph Evans, no, I haven't played Alan Wake 2 yet, but I believe it's very, very good. But I will get to it because I loved Alan Wake 1, so I definitely will. Alistair says, all right, lads, progress definitely being made, and more pleasingly, the mentality, resilience, and obvious togetherness. They don't look anywhere like folding like a pack of cards that has been common the past couple of seasons. Big personal worry remains given the paper-thin squad. We'll always be 2 injuries away from a crisis, particularly potential impact when the heavier schedule in December. That said, many other squads are in the same position. Well, you're seeing it. You're seeing Newcastle with injuries struggling like anything, aren't you? So Tottenham, who were in a great position, and then you've got a couple of big injuries, and all of a sudden,
the wheels come off.
The wheels have come off, So that's what happens. So Everton aren't alone in that. You've just got to hope that we can build that squad stronger. And that's why getting Seamus Coleman back, that's why getting Andre Gomez fit, whether people, dancing in the streets, because he's fit, getting Delhi into a squad, even if they're just sat on a bench, gives you that thing of, well, if there is something, it'll make us all feel better to have stronger players on the bench. We need that, and then obviously it's about building the squad back up. Jack says, good afternoon, lads. I'm still not used to this relaxed feeling on a Monday after the weekend result. I was surprised to see today that we're only 1 point better off than we were last season, yet the mood is chalk and cheese to last time. Yeah, but we look a more solid team, don't we? I mean, last season we opened up with 2 defeats, didn't we? And then we had the 6 games where we didn't lose, but we drew 5 of them, I think, didn't we? Then we beat West Ham in there. And then when we seemed to be getting a bit of momentum, we lost a couple of games again, and then Bournemouth killed us, didn't it? But I think the problem last season as well was we had no strikers, so you kind of knew that it was capable of falling apart again because there was no one. Whereas now, I just think like I said in the summer, and when the window's shut, this team's good enough to be halfway up, despite some people trying to tell me it wasn't and telling me this team couldn't score goals. We've also got wingers and strikers, which we didn't have last season. And Dwight McNeil obviously hadn't done it and then stepped up and was brilliant in the second half of the season. So there's a good basis there. Yes, we could do with 2 or 3 more. Of course we could. But then probably every squad would say that, wouldn't it? Or most squads would say it. We just go with it. We go with it, don't we? The other thing as well, don't forget, we need to get this commission out the way and see where we are after that. I'll be honest, I think even if in the unlikely event that they give us a points deduction, I still think it'd only be like 3 points if they did. But I don't think they would. I think it might be suspended, maybe. But get that out the way and we'll know fully where we are then. If it isn't a points deduction and it's like suspended, then we're already 8 points ahead of the bottom 3. And that's huge. That's huge. So therefore that calmness comes then, doesn't it? Because there's the gap where last season, I think at this stage we were like 2 points ahead of relegation or something, and you knew that we had no striker, and you knew that if we couldn't start winning games, we'd be in that fight again. I don't feel like it's like that. So that I think maybe that's where the calmness comes from. Dead Eye Donny says, I'm a Premier member already. That table's been killing me and my OCD for months. Brian says, why did Onana get booked in the second half when he wasn't on the pitch?
Celebrating, wasn't he?
Celebrating, yeah. Which is stupid, isn't it? Decore getting booked for throwing the ball away for no reason in the first half. Which was just ridiculous.
As long as Branthwaite didn't get booked, that's amazing.
No, well, that was a worry, wasn't it? And he could have easily been booked, couldn't he? So he's just got to stay calm with what he's doing. He's 1 booking away, isn't he? No? Yeah. Peter says, what's going on? You don't look so... You two don't look so destroyed after an Everton game. I'm in the Paolo universe when Everton don't lose every week. Parallel universe, he must mean. But all right.
The Paolo universe
sounds good. Is it like the Paolo
Maldini
or
universe?
Not the Canny always hit and miss. Yeah, Maldini's a better choice. Can I ask Ned how when Baz and Ped make their videos, we have the if you know your history chance at the beginning of the video, but not during the week?
Yeah. I'd actually like to know that.
Like when the intro comes on, like the
silence, our live intro, silence.
You should have, if you know your history. Well, that's...
But I mean, the thing about it is it's not your channel. Yeah, no, so, I mean, that's sort of the crux of the thing.
What we could do, we could introduce it and you could put it on. But just have the chance so people hear if you know your history. That's it, just the first bit.
Also, if it's on, like, if it's on a podcast, you just have silence. Anyway, right, forget about that. So, sorry, we will do that. We will do that. Also, right, so we are launching our new 2 Christmas jumpers. They should be available today. So, for your viewing pleasure, here are 2 Christmas jumpers this year. Boom! There you go. 2 music-inspired Christmas jumpers this year. On the right-hand side, the obviously 1985-inspired Paul McCartney crossover Christmas jumper. Well, I mean, just look at it. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. And on the left there, we have a Elvis Presley-inspired there in his full Everton trackies,
fully
circa
on.
70s. Baz's favourite ever trackie, I'd imagine, because it's got the diamonds running down the arm and the legs. So they will be available today. Just keep an eye out on the socials. There you go. Let us know your thoughts on them. We think they're amazing. We think they are amazing. Let us know your thoughts. Thank you.
There you go. Right, last couple. Kyriakos says, hello guys, what a lovely feeling to be looking up rather than what Luton and Sheffield United are doing. Long may it continue. Absolutely. And Brian says, a sigh of relief that Branthwaite avoided a yellow card and can play against United. Hopefully he gets a yellow then, so he can miss the away game at Forest. This fixture I feel will suit Michael Keane, as it is he who shall play more than a home game.
Thank you.
Lots of positives.
Let's just hope that he just keeps, just doesn't get another yellow card to the new year.
I wonder when's the cut-off?
It's the new year. 19 games, isn't it?
I thought it was early December,
No,
but is it 19?
games.
Oh, okay.
It's halfway through this. Someone's asked us there in the comments, where is it about the stadium as well? About the South Stand. Who is it in the comments? He's just asked that. Someone asked
What about the South Stand?
Someone's asked about the South Stand. Basically, he's saying, is it? They thought it was one continuous stand. Well, what it is it has a gap in the middle, like a wall. And that wall is because that's where standing becomes sitting. And obviously, if there wasn't that, you'd have a row or two of people who wouldn't be able to see because there's someone standing in front of them. So that wall, which I imagine will probably be about 6 foot for the average human being size, would mean that the person behind them can see clearly. So if you're looking at that, you will see one continuous stand. But obviously, for the purpose of the gap between the standing and the seating, that needs to be there. Personally, I'd have the whole thing standing, but Everton have made that decision, and the back of it, or the upper tier, as per if you're buying your tickets and stuff, is sitting down. So that's why there is a wall. We've spoken many times about the wall. Is like we're trying to find out the height of the wall so that we know it's like it won't be on show or anything when people are standing. So that's why. So it will look like one continuous when people are there. It's just that there has to be a break if you're going to go from standing to sitting. And that's it, really. There you go.
Interesting. Just do one more refresh here. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button. Couple of comments. People like the Hafnia one. Like both, but Hafnia is my favourite, says Pro Dreamer.
That's why there's two.
Martin says, not feeling the Elvis jumper, but the digging the 80s inspired Hafnia jumper. Garrett says, surely a points deduction would result in an immediate appeal to the sports arbitration court.
No, it can't be appealed to the sports arbitration court.
No, you can appeal. I don't. Where does it go?
Appeals. Your appeal goes back to the independent commission. I think.
Oh, okay.
It can't be. This was the thing. I think that you and John, which I said, you were both factually right. It can't be appealed to anywhere outside. It can't go to like that European thing. It can only stay within its process.
Within what it is.
So it would be appeal, obviously, to a new set of people. But I'm pretty sure in saying that it can't go outside.
Yeah, no, I don't think it can go anywhere else. So you just have to tie the commission up then, wouldn't you? Daniel says, how much would you prioritise the Carabao Cup right in the middle of a busy Christmas period with a tiny squad? We need to beat Burnley in the league a few days before, but it's the best run in a cup we've had for a long time. Well, 2 years. We got to the quarters with Carlo.
Beaten by Man City.
Got to play game by game, haven't we? And beat by United in the Carabao, didn't we? And then City in the quarters of the FA Cup. No, you've got to play game by game. That was Christmas. Played United on we got beat 1-0, was it? Or 2?
We got a late goal.
Can't remember. It was late. I know it was in December, and we gifted them the goal. So we've got to. I don't think there can be priorities. You just get there and see where we are when we get to the night. We can be Fulham at home, no problem. And we've got 3 strikers, haven't we? So we'll look at it that way. We've got wingers. Dan Juma can come in. We've got that option. We've got players. I just don't think you can prioritise, Daniel. The next game is, again, cliched up, but the next game's the most important, isn't it? And that's how you'd have to deal with it. Hakon says the guys look so much together this season. Nothing pleases me more than Miko's massive change in self-confidence and Onana's way of welcoming the fans. Thrilling to see him talking to the kids and cheering the crowd during matches. Gary Ward likes the Christmas jumpers. Dawn loves the Christmas jumpers, especially the 80s one.
Buy them then. If you're on Toffee TV Premier, of course you will get a discount.
There you go. Nick says, Baz and Ped, have you bought stones for the Everton way? Yes, we have.
We've got our own. We've got a Toffee TV one. Phil McNulty said, I will make a bold claim and one that probably condemns Everton to almost certain doom. They'll stay up even if they have a 12 points taken off them. There, I said it.
They would, but they won't get any points off them. So we're
hoping anyway.
I'm saying, like, just as a thing, but we'll see. Certainly don't think it'd be 12. If it was 12, it's nonsense. Yeah. And everyone should get together and destroy. Yeah. And City will be finished. I don't care if you say, oh no, you can't have an independent. You know, it's not, when the independent regulator takes over, it's not points to. I don't think you can do that. Otherwise, then we could just sue the Premier League, and we should do, for unfair treatments when others are getting different treatments. But we just need the result, really. And then we can just move on from it, can't we? But let's see what happens. Right, is that us done on the Premier? We want refresh there. We're going over to More Than a Game at about 2:15. We'll be live on that. So get over there, subscribe to that if you haven't. Come over and we'll talk more on footy, about the big games over the weekend. Paul says, how do we get the discount? He's a Premier member.
You asked for it.
Yeah. Just DM us.
Yeah.
There, and we'll sort it for you. Brian says United might be missing a load of key players when they come to us. Højlund, hamstring, and Eriksen, knee injury. They might, but then again, they might not. Yeah. So we'll deal with that at the time. How many times have we seen that? These are out, and he's out, and they're out, and then it's the playing Everton. They're all back. There we go. Any Christmas specials planned with the Redmen? No, mate, because we're not playing them. So, you're not here?
No, so no, Ned, if you can't come to work, then you can't come and kick a ball around.
Right, we are done. Get over to More Than a Game at 2:15. Ned will put the link there, so if you're not doing nothing, click the link and it'll just go and get yourself a drink and all that and be ready.
Set up.
Be ready to go. It's ready for you. Thanks for watching. See you later.
Bye.